Hi everyone, welcome to my 5th update for Pendos eyeshadows. This project was created by Alexie. I'm going to leave her channel in the description box. But yeah, this is going to be a surprisingly good update. So let's get into it. But first things first, I just wanted to remind you again that there's still a war in Ukraine, and if you would like to help, I'm going to list petitions you can sign. They're going to be in a Google Doc that I created, as well as different websites that you could donate to help people that are in Ukraine. So yeah, please do if you can, that would mean a lot. So yeah, let's just get into the eyeshadows. So the first eyeshadow that I'm going to talk about comes from the palette that has been in this project for the longest, which is my Melt Cosmetics Millennial Pinks palette. And the shadow that I had from this palette in this project is called Mixed Emotions. And I've used this eyeshadow a total of 17 times now, and here is what it's looking like. So I hope you can see I did manage to hit pan on it, yay! I'm very happy about it. I actually hit pan on it today by using it on my lid, as you can see, hopefully. So yeah, I'm very happy about it, but I'm also a little sad because by the end of me using this eyeshadow, I actually gotten really into this color and shadow, even though it's not like the most sparkly shadow I own, but I think it's very beautiful and I really like it as a glowy blush. I think it's just gorgeous that way. So if you happen to have this palette and you love glowy cheeks, I would definitely recommend to try this eyeshadow as a blush. But yeah, I've also been really enjoying using it with some other eyeshadow that I'm going to talk about in a minute, which I'm actually wearing in the crease. It comes from the oh my god, Sydney Gray's Tiny Marbles palette. And I think these two, like a mauvey purpley color and this like kind of bubblegum pink, they look really pretty together. So I wore this combo, not necessarily with the blue inner corner, quite like a number of times, so that helped me to hit pan on this eyeshadow. Anyway, so yeah, this color is going to roll out, which I'm pretty excited about because this palette has been here for a while now, and even though I really like it, I would like to see some other palettes now. That's kind of weird, but yeah, anyway. So yeah, Millennial Pinks is going to go back to my eyeshadow drawer. So yeah, let's talk about the second shadow. So the next eyeshadow that I've been working on since, I don't remember, but I feel like I rolled it in an update after I rolled in Mixed Emotions. And this eyeshadow comes from my Menagerie Feral palette. It's called Ivy, and here's what it's looking like. So it's this green matte over here. I don't have a pen in it just yet, and it doesn't really look that much used. I don't know if you can see there's like the tiniest dip in it, but not more than that, which is kind of disappointing. But did I say I used it 5 times? I forgot if I said or not, but yeah, 5 times isn't much, especially for mattes, so I'm not surprised that I don't have a pen in it yet, but it's a pretty nice shadow. I'm just haven't been feeling greens as much as I've probably mentioned in my previous updates. But I like to have it around in this palette too, so I don't mind having it. Also, I've been also really liking to wear this matte with the shadow that I just talked about from the Millennial Pinks palette. Like, I would put this in the outer corner, kind of in like a winged out shape, and then I would put this color, which is called Wisteria, in my inner upper crease. Does that make sense? And then I would put Mixed Emotions all over the lid, and that would look really pretty too. So yeah, Feral is staying, or more, to be more exact, Ivy is going to stay in the project. So let's move on to the next shadow. So the next matte that I have in my project, that as far as I remember was rolled in at the same time as Ivy, comes from my Focus palette, which is Meet Man Nude by The Balm. And the shadow that I had in this project this time was Matte Garcia. I used Matte Garcia 12 times in total, and here's what it's looking like. So I hope you can see I did hit pan in it. I'm very happy about it. It took me, as I said, 12 uses, which is a smaller number that it usually takes me to hit pan in these shadows, so that was pretty nice. Yeah, I really liked wearing this color like in a one shadow kind of look, or with like a black shadow to like line my upper and lower lash line, kind of in a like 90s sort of look, which was also very cute. So I'm surprised about how much I like to use this color. So yeah, Matte Garcia is finished, or I mean, like, my goal, I reached my goal in the shadow, so now we can pick one of the remaining 4, which I feel like, actually, I was gonna say that like the ones that I have left are like the hardest ones, but I'm not sure. But these two, as I feel like I mentioned already a few times, are like a different formula compared to all these, because they are more, I hope you can see what I'm showing. I feel like sometimes I just, because I film on the back on my phone camera, so I can't really see what I'm showing. So if you're not seeing what I'm showing, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, these bottom 2, they're the lighter colors in this palette, but they're more hard pressed, so these might take longer than all of these. But yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about this, so let's just get into the remaining 2 shadows. So the last 2 shades I'm going to talk about were both rolled in the last update, so you won't be able to see much progress on them, spoiler. But the first one that I rolled in last update was called Tide Pool, and it comes from my ColourPop Blue Moon palette. And here is what it's looking like. So as you can hopefully see, there's no pan. I used this eyeshadow only 2 times, including today in my inner corner, but I topped it with a different shadow to make it lighter and sparklier. But yeah, 2 times, so not surprisingly, it looks barely used. Like, maybe you could see there's like the smallest possible dip in it, but it's nothing to write home about. So yeah, This palette is going to stay for now, which I don't mind. I quite like this palette. I really like blue eyeshadow, as I mentioned before. And if you're following my project Level Up, you probably know that this palette works perfectly with my new project Level Up palette, so it's even more even better, I guess, to have this shadow rolled in at this time. So yeah, let's just talk about the last shade that I have in my rotation I had in my rotation this past month. Okay, so the last color that I'm going to talk about comes from my Sydney Grace Tiny Marbles palette in collaboration with Mel Thompson. And the shade that I had from this palette is called Love Bug. And here is what Love Bug is looking like today. I don't know if you can tell, I have like a little bit of a dip in it. I've used it 5 times, including today in my crease and my lower lash line and my outer V, which is like the shade that I was talking about, the one that I really like to use with mixed emotions. So yeah, small dip, no pan. I do really like this shadow. I'm very happy to have it in. Yeah, and the formula is beautiful, so very happy to have this beautiful palette in my rotation. So yeah, this is going to stay for now, and let's just get into the arguably most exciting part of the video, which is rolling in the new shadows. So I have my pretty random app pulled up, but before we roll in the 2 new shadows, I just wanted to mention my goals for the year, which are to have 50 pens in my entire collection. I currently have 39. I used up 1 eyeshadow this past month, so my number of pens went down by 1, but then I've hit pen on 2, so it's basically as if I hit pen on only 1. Yeah, so I have 11 more pens to hit, which I think I can do it, so yeah. Let's do the rolling in. So my minimum is set at 1 and my maximum is set at 1220. So let's see what our new shadows are going to be. Oh, one more thing. So I'm going to roll in 1 shadow from like my entire spreadsheet and 1 from my focus palette. So yeah, so at first I'm going to roll in from the entire spreadsheet. So the number is going to be 240. Okay, and for my palette, which we only have 4 shades left, so I'm going to go across. So I'm going to change the maximum to 1 through 4, and the shade from our focus palette is going to be 2. Okay, so I'm going to get the shades ready, show them to you, also swatch out my whole color story, my past and my new one, and yeah. Okay, so I've got the new palette. This is going to be interesting. So the eyeshadow number 240 comes from the Nomad palette by Julia's Place. Since this palette doesn't have any shade names, the shadow is just listed in my spreadsheet as Nomad number 8, and I haven't looked at it yet, so it's the middle shadow at the bottom, and I don't know what it is, so let's just look at it. So, oh, okay, so this might be a little difficult. Anyway, so the shadow number 240 is this dark brown over here. Yeah, so the problem is talking about the second eyeshadow that we rolled in, which is matte wood from the Me Menu palette by the Balm. It is also dark brown. So yeah, we have two dark browns in the project, which is interesting. Not really, but yeah. I don't really like re-roll, so I'm not gonna do that. I guess we're just going to have two of the same. Yeah. Okay. So two dark browns. Yay. Let me just swatch out my new color story. I already swatched out the old one, but I'm going to talk about them together, so let me just swatch the new shadows and the old shadows on my other hand, and I'll show them to you. Okay, so I swatched out the new color story, but let's just talk about the old one first. So here's what it's looking, or here's what it looked like. So we have Mixed Emotions from Melt Millennial Pinks, Matte Garcia from the Balm Me Man Nude. Oh wait, sorry. This is Matte Garcia from Me Man Nude. This is Ivy from Menagerie Feral. This is Tide Pool from Colourpop Blue Moon. And the last one over here is Sydney Grace and Mel Thompson, Tiny Marvels, Love Bug. And here's what the new color story is looking like. So we have Ivy Menagerie, Tide Pool, Colourpop, Love Bug, Sydney Grace. This is the Nomad by Juvia's number 8 shadow, and this is Matte Wood from Me Man Nude by the Balm. So they are not exactly the same color. The Matte Wood one is more cool tone and maybe not as deep, while this one is more like a neutral brown. So yeah, I think I'll be able to use them in conjunction, maybe. Yeah, so here's what the two color stories look like. So it's not much different because we pretty much replaced the pink and the lighter brown with two darker browns, so I wouldn't say it's a very aesthetically pleasing color story, but maybe I'm wrong. But I definitely can do some looks with it. For example, Matte Wood and Love Bug would look very nice together. I don't know what else. Yeah. The two color stories once again. Yeah. So I think I can wrap up this video now. So yeah, I don't know what I'll be able to hit pan on for the next update, but hopefully I'll be able to hit pan on something and it won't be a boring update. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Check out my description box for Alexie's channel and for some places you could donate to or the petitions you can sign. Other than that, thank you once again for watching, and take care. Bye.